Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to introduce the star of many movies, including Law Abiding Citizen, Gerard Butler.
Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here in Phoenix. So, listen, I got to tell you, this is not, I have never done anything like this before. So, I hope you're going to bear with me. And, but to be honest, it's a testament to the man who just stood up here, Mark Gill and Neil Sacker and all the guys at the film department, that I would come and do this because I'm not very good at it. I'm okay at speaking with other actors or talking about perhaps the making of you know, how to develop a script, but not to come and do this. So anyway, so just a little bit of background about me. I'm sure you all know every detail, but I'll give you. I was born in November the 13th, 1969, to a Margaret Butler and an Edward Butler. No. I believe it or not, I trained as a lawyer. I'm now an actor, which would perhaps give you an insight into how good a lawyer I was. I was a week away from qualifying and became the first trainee solicitor ever in Scotland to be fired. Because it wasn't where my heart lay. I always had a passion for acting, and therefore I've been able to follow my dreams. Another reason, by the way, that I'm here, because I know these guys are following their dreams, and I'm always supportive of anybody who's brave enough to, you know, to take the bull by the horns and go for it. So anyway, I have been struggling away as an actor for more than 10 years now. So I'm getting really pissed off when people go, "Oh, a newcomer, Gerard Butler." You know, as you get wrinkles around the eyes, you go, I'm not a newcomer anymore. But I've made a ton of movies. I think I'm over 20 movies now. From Phantom of the Opera to Timeline, Tomb Raider, a couple of the worst movies ever made. And, you know, and then I had I guess my biggest break was with 300. If any of you haven't heard of that, then you can just leave the room right now. But I've also worked in some other successful movies, and what happened was my manager and I decided to start a production company. I don't know what that creaking is. That's never a good sign. My manager and I decided to start a production company. Is that me? I thought it was somebody in the back. Okay, I've always been a fidgeter. My manager and I decided to start a production company, and the first movie actually came out of me when I one of my few awards. I don't win Oscars or Golden Globes, but I won Action Star of the Year, and in which we ran into a writer who had written Law Abiding Citizen. We asked him to send us the script, and it needed a lot of work. And but it was always, you know, that's the one you just saw. And oh, there's my, oh shit, okay. You know, I just wasted 3 minutes of your life telling you what I'd done. So we tendered it out to many finance companies and production companies, and I got to tell you, there's a reason, a big reason that we went with the film department, and there's a reason that I'm standing here today, is because these were the guys that actually seemed to care about the art of filmmaking as well. They were so passionate, and we could tell already that, you know, it wasn't just about tax structures, and, you know, although that was obviously the finance was, you know, and the commercial viability of the film was a huge thing to them. But we really felt that here were some guys that cared and actually knew what they were talking about when it came to making movies. So, and for us it was important. It was my first movie as one of the stars of the movie, and also as one of the producers. So we came to work with these guys, and it was not an easy movie to work on. And in fact, when I see that trailer, I still think, I don't know how we made it through. And it was, you know, I know that it was a movie that I've been the most dedicated to and the most hardworking, but it was equally matched by the likes of Robert Katz, Neil and Mark, and just how much everybody pulled together. You know, those meetings where we had to, you know, make every cut possible, and just, you know, and to see the movie, one, just be made, and then to turn out the way it did. And it feels really special. And I have to say, you know, I often come off of movies hating the people that I worked with. But not, especially the producers, because you're used to being passed down notes going, what are you talking about? You know, you're ruining this movie. And yet sometimes we would have pages and pages of notes where we were in exact alignment. You know, I just found them real men of honor, men of dedication, and you know, and again, as I say, that's why I'm here, you know, because of their incredible work ethic and just the whole collaboration that we had. Really, I can't speak highly enough about their standards and you know, their excellence. So now they've come up with a really great idea. I mean, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but pretty much every movie that's coming out nowadays is mega budget. It's Avatar, it's Sherlock Holmes, which I was offered, by the way, and decided not to do. Might have been a big fuck up, who knows. It's Transformers, it's Iron Man, it's, you know, they're huge movies, and yet there is a massive appetite for quality, medium budget movies, whether they're thrillers, whether they're drama, whether they're horror. This is why I think it's great that these guys are moving, you know, moving into distribution, because there is a ton of cash to be made in this field. I mean, if I look at even my own movies, P.S. I Love You, that cost 30 million, grossed over 100 million overseas, and it really did not bad domestically as well. Ugly Truth did over 100 million overseas, didn't even cost 40 million. This movie, you know, I mean, everything about this movie really came together. I'm really proud of how it came out, and financially it's been a huge success. They also have about, how many movies do you have you ready to go? What? 15? Started off as 5, now it's 15. No, I'm joking. By the time they get up here, we have 65 movies ready to go. And the fish I just caught was this size. So I think that the film department really are a company that are going to be able to fill in this big void that exists for medium budget movies. So I placed my trust in these guys. It worked out great for me, and I think that you wouldn't be going far wrong by yourselves placing your trust in them, because, you know, I think they're awesome. I also think they have a huge amount of experience. I mean, Mark, you've worked at Miramax, you've worked with Amy Pascal over at Columbia, Warner Independent, where I first met you, where you just made March of the Penguins, and I went, oh, he's just made a fucking penguin movie. Turned out to be maybe my favorite movie of all time. I think I've seen it 6 times. I can tell you, I can quote all the dialogue. I would jump at the chance to work with these guys again. I really would, and I hope you guys will too. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Neil Sacker. You're just coming up yourself, yeah, and Mark Gill, but I think Neil's coming up. And thank you for listening to me. It's a pleasure to be here.